welcome to episode 11 of Paradise Arrested. Prepare for trouble.
And make it double.
Episode 11, what happened to episode 10?
Well, thanks for asking, Callie. Episode 10 has unfortunately disappeared into the Twitch ether, and we have lost it. And no, I am not sad about it. So, unfortunately, episode 10 was the episode that had the biggest lore drops. So,
Also, I think I had a good monologue in there too that I liked. Dang.
Yep.
That was my sex scene.
You know what? It's good. It's gone.
You know what? Yeah, nothing of value was lost, actually. It's fine.
So I'm going to currently attempt to go over what happened and what was revealed, and my lovely players can please add in any other subsequent details that they deem important. So, what happened last time is our intrepid heroes, the apostles, were stuck still in the labyrinth, having 2 of 4 of our members having gone through their vision / force vision / psychological drama. And we first had gone through Saphira's. Her vision was about reliving her experiences growing up with the expectation of becoming Lysilia's apostle. And
Just keep dancing. Just keep smiling.
and the importance, and basically talking about how what becomes very harsh criticism with lack of choice in the beginning of life ends up becoming no choice at all, even when people don't think they're commanding you to do anything. And the scene ended with...
Learned helplessness.
Yep. And Saphira got to witness also how these feelings had been projected perhaps onto Locke, who was forced to become an Onrado due to nothing that she did wrong. And then when she came back out, I just remembered Nereus had given you a little pet. I forget what the pet was, though.
It was a cat.
Yep, I have a cat.
A little cat.
It's a panther,
a
but
panther.
it's still a kitten.
Yeah, yeah.
Nereus
Yeah. It was whatever that cat that is actually a wild animal.
Oh,
is.
yeah. Sorry. It was a Savannah cat.
It's a Savannah cat.
Savannah cat.
Yeah.
That's right. But it was all black, I think. Right?
Yeah, it was a void.
Yeah, it was all black. Yeah.
All void cat. Because Nereus discovered that had Saphira had a choice, she would have become an animal keeper.
Yes. She wanted to be a veterinarian.
So, now she's got her little void. I don't remember your void's name.
Did I name it Omen? Because that's usually
It
what
was
black
probably
cats are named.
Omen,
It
yeah.
was probably
I think
Omen,
so.
Yeah.
We'll keep it open then. So, after going through that traumatic experience, it was Nereus' turn to have his vision. Nereus' vision was simply living a life with his family, if he had a family, which he never did. But it was very nice to see a pleasant family, and through that, he was led outside, where he discovered that the world was on fire, and withers were everywhere, taking control. And as he was concentrating and being called beyond this place, he received a small vision of something related to a meteor that may or may not be on its way. Afterwards, the group, having to go through all that trauma, came again and met with the prophet Thea. And through their discussions with her, they learned a variety of things that she was quite open about. First, they talked about her own past, and she did clarify that she indeed was someone who did speak out against the First Ring and deities in general of Elkanah, and that she did spark. But while she was sparking, something felt very odd about her spark. She described having a sort of lust for power, but before she could do anything about it, she was contained to be an Onrado. And it is this sort of drive for power and desire for power that keeps her living longer than she should, because she recognized that what she would have turned into, had she not been made Onrado, was a dread demon. But also, what's important is that dread demons, when they die, do not return to the cycle. and thus part of the reason why she has held on to life so much. Part of her ability is to not just see through the heart of things, but to essentially see through sins. And with that, she had some information about the first ring and some of maybe their sins that have caused the issue with the Withers. She told you that you are all aware and did learn of the existence of Alka, the god of war, who had essentially disappeared or passed away as the world moved on from war and no longer needed it in peacetime. However, there was an attempt by Helene to recreate the god of war. She was able to find a reincarnation of Alka, a normal tiefling mortal on Elkana. And, there's no other way to say it. She tried to groom him to be the new god of war. However, something had gone very wrong in the process. Perhaps he became more prideful. Perhaps he was just naturally not really cut out to be a god, so to speak. But when he sparked, he transformed into a dread demon himself. The first ring had altogether, for the most part, worked to destroy this dread demon, but with the intention that Helene would simply try again. She would let this go through the karmic wheel and find another reincarnation. But then she was told by Syl and Boss the terrible truth that because he became a dread demon, he will never be able to reincarnate. However, the bigger issue that the first ring doesn't realize, but Thea is fully aware of, is that dread demons don't really just die. They can't reincarnate, but they can come back. And this one has come back with a vengeance. And she explained that these withers are just kind of the first step in his grand design and plan. She also explained that Everine had gotten caught up in this, and that's how this all kind of came together. Everine had been in the Enakori Rosalinde, which is that area where it's all kind of messed up land, because that was the final fighting grounds against the war with the devils. And something happened there, although Thea wasn't fully sure what, but something happened to Everine that maybe corrupted him or maybe convinced him of this dread demon's decision and plan. And after he went there, he came to Thea for more answers. But by the time they had met, the corruption had already taken hold of him. And it was then you were finally given the name of this dread demon, Hybris, dread demon of ego, corruption, stagnation, and sacrifice. After this, the four of you decided, because there are concerns that your other half of your group is at that Enakori Rosalinde, but you all decided to go to your tears to report to somebody or your deities about what has happened and to make some decisions from there of what to do. Before that ended, Nereus was able to express his message from Miro that he is sorry for the state of Thea. And before Lithian left, he spoke with Thea to figure out if she had any remorse for her actions, for what she has done. And she said that she is incapable of feeling remorse, even if she wanted to, and that she would do it all over again because the power is just too great and too tempting to want to stray from, and she believes that anybody would feel this way. And because of that, Lithian killed her and left. Anything that I missed?
I thought that was pretty good.
Yep, that's exactly what I would have said. Mirrors my notes perfectly.
And so she's off to the void.
Yeah.
But also don't
Yeah.
ask to see my notes because they're mine.
I'm not. You can keep your notes. I'm not subpoenaing
They,
you.
they also don't exist.
I just realized that I had not repeated that song, so I don't know what you guys were listening to, but it was
Well,
probably.
we heard a few different songs. They all made sense though.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would actually like to start with Nereus, if that's okay with you. You
Yeah.
are usually last, Nereus, but I decided not this time.
Wow.
I know.
Going oldest to youngest.
Um.
Ow.
So, Nereus, you disappear through your teleportation and end up in Ter Miro. Would you like to go immediately to report to Miro? Or was there something else you would like to do first?
I think I'll report to Miro.
You
I
got
think,
it.
given the urgency of the situation.
For sure. So, you, it's very easy. You've done this before. We've described it before. You appear in the teleportation room of the Ter Miro's building, and you immediately go into the apostle quarters to meet with Miro. As you sit on one of the circular benches that are around the center, Miro appears and kind of floats before you, and he smiles. You've returned.
I have.
Ah, that frown is looking more sour than it usually does, Nereus.
Well, that will not be a difficult riddle to answer, mysterious Miro. I have delivered your message and learned a great deal in the process.
They say sometimes knowledge is power, but sometimes it is burdensome.
Yes. We are suffering for the sins of the past, and I do not think that that suffering will slow anytime soon.
So then it is as I feared it would be. We thought we traveled the road and passed along a dread demon, but the road kept going, and the dread demon followed.
Their roads do not end, my lord.
No.
Their defeat they are sustained by both the misery and hope of the people that are left. And so long as our people have the arrogance to believe that we know best, this creature of ego will rise again, even if we find a way to defeat it.
I suppose that is a rather hopeless question you have offered.
I don't know that it is a question. And perhaps that's why I am stumped. I have spent a great deal of time wondering at the things that I have lost and looking forward for answers, and now I bring myself before you with a question of my own. What was it worth? I do not know how to get us out of this. I have foreseen devastation untold, and it is our own making. And I am not sure whether that is horrifying or if that is justice.
Perhaps you don't have to choose which it is. Perhaps you must only use what you are good at.
Running?
Let me ask you this. We've talked, we all here at the first ring see us as a tower, us at the top, everyone trickling beneath. You know that under Miro and under you, things feel like a wheel. You turn the tower into a wheel. The center with the goddess and all of us in its strings. Trying to find the center and never quite reaching it. But how else could you turn it?
I
Think.
suppose one could make a tower into a point,
You could.
or a wheel into a line. What am I
Nereus,
missing, Lord?
Nereus, you've traveled much. When you travel out, what is it that you see? The ocean.
That this world on the horizon, I suppose.
You do. A flat horizon. Where all is equal. All is equal under the goddess's gaze.
I just want it noted that Serena is not flat. I don't want to hear it.
Maybe some people who believe it, though.
There might be. They're universally lambasted as idiots.
That's the real reason the society is crumbling.
Yeah,
is
correct.
we are flat earthers.
Oh, God.
Despite
Flat
Nereus's
Styreners.
many arguments that he would have fallen off the edge by now.
The theory of simple Cyrene.
Yeah.
Flat.
What horizon is there to look for if this comes as we believe? This entity that rises seeks vengeance against the inner circle, the first ring. And whatever I saw that is coming, there is no meeting it. There is only retreating from it. Unless we were able to conjure the powers of the life stream ever since Aerith died to cast a protective spell to stop Meteor. Sorry, I had a stroke.
I will bring you back, Nereus, to the present.
I'm back. I'm back.
Redoing
I'm
the
here.
timeline.
I'm glad.
Sorry. I don't know what I was talking about.
Walk away from the light of Sephiroth's
That
sword.
was strange. I don't know what that was, but
Let me offer a correction, Nereus. You envisioned a meteor, but right now, that meteor is not set to really hit anything but the ocean. These withers, however, I sense that they are not going to be content to stop at Alcana.
we have to destroy our home to save everyone else.
What can I say? I'm going to be stuck with the land. I'm certain that we will be all called to a first ring meeting soon. In fact, I've been hearing the ringing for a moment, but have been ignoring it because this conversation is much more interesting. But Nereus, I think you will find that you have been someone who has worked very hard to make your own luck. That's what I've always liked about you. That being said, sometimes it takes a little bit of fortune to get things in the right direction. And I predict you'll find an answer, perhaps, when you walk outside.
Well, I certainly never learned anything by staying in one place, my lord.
You certainly have not. I suspect we will be meeting again soon. But, I'll call when I'm ready.
And as always, I will dutifully answer.
As you have.
Lord Miro, I'll leave you with this. What answer have you been seeking this whole time? Mystery and question set aside. You were once a man, and you wanted something.
Hmm.
Have you forgotten it, or is it what drives you?
When I was a man, the books will tell you that all I wanted was money. I wanted enough gold to never wonder again, never hunger again. But I don't think man is meant to never hunger again. And so, food was not satisfactory, gold was not satisfactory. I think what I really wanted to know was what would? What sort of interesting new things are out there? What are the reasons people do what they do? Why do people seem destined to spark? Why do others have the capability to fall? What is the reincarnation wheel? Why does it sometimes stop spinning? What will the world's future become? I think I sparked because, in the way that I am, because I will never find the answer. And I think I'm okay with that.
Well, I suppose that explains why I still follow you to this day and hold faith. Let us hope that between the two of us we can convince some of your colleagues to embrace uncertainty in a way that they have not in a very long time.
I wouldn't hold your breath, Nereus, but if there is one thing I do have faith in, it's you.
By your leave, my lord?
You may leave. And by that, he spirits away.
Nereus will exit the temple.
When you exit the temple, you receive notice from an attendant, one of the followers, probably. You are aware that Tryphosia is still around if you wish to talk to her, but you do get a notice of someone who has written a letter for you.
Letter. Oh, all right, I'll read the letter.
Thank you. It's a simple note that just says, "Hey, Nereus, I'm in town. We should catch a drink sometime." Signed, Captain Ambroge.
Like Captain. That
You-
is fateful.
Captain Ambroge is an old Uruk captain that you
Yes.
used to entangle yourself with, and it seems that he has decided to dock at Alcana for a little while.
The only place he's going to be docking.
It probably is the only place he'll be docking, to be
Oh.
fair. All right. I guess I will see if Tryphosia got my gift.
Yes. You go asking around for her because if you recall, she was staying at Mira's temple.
Right.
As sort of a thanks for all the hard work because of her injury. And you were immediately told to indeed go outside in the open field. And there you see Tryphosia is sitting side saddle along the beautiful white pure Pegasus. She seems to be sort of practicing first just some simple trots around the field, trying to kind of get used to sitting this way and taking the travel. Although you're not sure who's doing the training, if it's her or the Pegasus, you can kind of see little talks every once in a while. Could you just not bump so much? My lady, I cannot. This is how I walk.
It seems to be going well for the
Oh,
both of you.
Nereus. Aha. Yes. I remember you. You are the one who saved me from that disgusting corruption. One moment. And he proudly trots and bows, kneels down so that Tryphosia can try to safely, as best as possible, get off. Although, as soon as you draw near, she sort of trips and has to use your shoulder for support.
Careful. It is tall for a horse.
It certainly is. You know, when you
So-
mentioned you were going to get me something to help, I did not imagine the Pegasus.
Well, I am nothing if not. I enjoy to see people surprised.
Oh, she was surprised, all right. I believe there was much cursing, something about how could you do this, or what were you thinking, Nereus, followed by some screaming as I told her I could fly.
Hmm.
Yes, something like that. Kind of gives him a side eye.
Well, hopefully now you feel less constrained. Perhaps your days of adventure are not so over.
Perhaps not. I will say that it's a little noticeable to be traveling through town on Pegasus, but, well, I mean, some people like gold carriages, and I get flying horses. I am not a flying horse! I am Pegasus.
No, no.
How dare you?
You are the Pegasus.
Thank you. Thank you. He understands.
Well-
Right.
Tryphosia, I am nothing if not always full of suggestions.
Mhm.
Maybe the difficulty is that you've been keeping yourself to town.
That is very true. And where would you suggest I go?
As far as you can,
She
as fast as you can.
That music change happened at just the right moment for the change in tone.
I know, I'm just gonna keep it on repeat because I did not realize that I'd been terribly doing that. I thought I did, but anyway. She looks and frowns. Nereus, what troubles you so?
It's over, Typhosia.
What does that mean?
Everything. I know. It is a great burden of knowledge that I place on you. No, that's a mysterious way to put it. I've been a man so wrapped up in adventure and mystery so long, sometimes I forget how to talk to people. Or even if I can. I've been doing a role so long where I represent something.
She places a tender hand on your shoulder. You don't need to hide from me.
Great destruction is on its way, and I will be one of its harbingers. And that's because what's coming for this place, what can be easily surmised as, no, that's too complicated too. We build a society on hubris, Typhosia. And you and I, deep down, I think, knew it. I think anyone who's ever been chased away from this place knew it. Anyone who's ever sailed the sea and saw how they lived outside. We built towers reaching to heaven and then got so arrogant, we thought that we could control heaven itself. And so we tried to build our own gods. And then they tried to build us, conform us. The greatest among us, and also the most arrogant. We put in charge of everything. And then we became like them. There is an enemy coming for all of Alcana, and it is one of our own making. And it will destroy everything. And it will spread, and it will grow like an inevitable poison.
What are you going to do?
Lies come with a cost. But the truth always gets its due. I am going to deliver payment. And that will ensure that the lies stop and that the corruption does not spread. And it will also mean that it is possible that I will be one of the greatest killers in our people's history.
Nereus, you don't have to do this. We could leave. Go wherever you'd like.
I know. I put my hand on her shoulder. I know. I choose to do this. Because the alternative... No, that's not true. I choose to do this because all of the choices that I have made have led up to more questions. And this is the first time that I have an answer. I gave up everything for that answer, including you. So, I won't say no.
I can tell your mind's made up, but let me tell you my truth then. I loved adventuring. I loved travel. I loved independence. And while I don't think, I'm not sure if I really regret any of that, or if just having this injury has made me realize that even if I wouldn't change anything, I still know how I feel towards you.
Look at us.
Took us long enough.
I wish it had been enough.
You seem always so laden with regrets. I know you hide it well, but I see it. Is what you have to do. Can you do it without regrets?
He sits back and thinks. And then he looks at her. He leans in slowly and gives her a long, slow kiss on the lips, and then pulls back. Now I can. Go far, Typhosia. Remember all of the great things that we did here. And if nothing else, remember that young man who was supposed to be a cobbler's son and instead chose adventure.
She nods. You can remember that scraggy little girl on the streets that looked for mountains. But I do have to correct one thing. I am not fully blameless, and therefore I do not deserve to simply escape without helping other innocents. And I will keep that boat open as long as I can, just on the off chance that you come running.
I know better than to try to dissuade you.
Good.
Well, I'll see you soon then.
Don't be late.
He'll turn and walk away and give one nod to Pegasus.
Pegasus.
My lord,
nods back. Yes?
don't disappoint me.
I won't. You've saved my life too. And perhaps, Pegasus, maybe out there's another just like me. Who knows?
Maybe. He nods and leaves
He neighs
and
back.
searches for Captain Ambrose.
He is not hard to find as you head around the port town area, and I need to find a good port song. Probably, what, this one? It's a little... What's something that's like... I think that's okay. Alright. You head around the port. It is busy and bustling, as it always is. People going in back and forth, but... Oh, no, this is like...
Battle music.
Sorry. What's like a bustling town song?
Orly's Chantry is one that I use. I don't know if you have it on your list or not. I think that one was from Hunter Rogerson.
Sorry, guys. Orly. Do you know what which album it is?
It is on there, I know.
Oh, here, found it.
Sec.
Thank you. Sorry about that. So, as you head around the port, it is busy and bustling as always. Trading is never stopping. And then you hear a loud, Nereus! And a large, greenish tint skin Uruk comes, and he is a good 1.5 feet taller than you as he picks you up and gives you a real big hug.
Well,
Oh, your bones are creaking more, my man.
oh,
I almost said
yes,
dude. We're going to ignore that.
that's all right.
Oof.
I did have back problems, but now I just have the one back problem.
Hey!
So.
One is better than several.
Yes.
Oh, man.
It's good to see you, Captain.
It's good to see you, too. Yeah, it's interesting. We gotten an order, one of my bigger fleets here, and then found out it was kind of a misunderstanding. So I got a big fleet out there just hanging out in the ocean here for a week, I guess.
He just looks at the sky. It's like, well, that is something. You
It
you
is.
have a whole fleet.
Yeah,
Taking up the harbor.
I do indeed.
Hmm. Captain.
Hmm?
What would you say to a little adventure?
Oh, is there gonna be money involved?
A great deal of money, Captain.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, you got
A
you got
great
something
deal of
you
money.
got something new for me? I didn't realize you had still some of your old like contacts and stuff.
Oh, I've made plenty of contacts, Captain,
I see.
throughout the tiers and throughout the continents.
Mm-hmm,
And of course, if it was to involve the entirety of the vaults of Miro as compensation, I
You
think we'd be able to book passage for everyone we can fit on your boat.
he blinks. You can just give me the whole fucking treasury? What's going on, Miro? I mean, Nereus.
Well, what's going on is going to take some time to explain.
All
But
right.
in the meantime, we are going to need to meet with the what are they called? The Archbishop is the head.
Yeah, the Archbishop.
Yeah. We're going to need to meet with the Archbishop, and I am going to strong arm him into approving the emptying of the coffers.
Huh. All right. He kind of looks around, and I think he has done enough weird stuff in his life that he's just kind of like, we'll just see where this goes.
Great.
He kind of smells
Bring
your breath and checks your eyes for any dilation and just goes, all right.
Excellent.
Is this
Bring
a crime?
all
It feels like a crime.
bring all of your
Emptying all the coffers.
corsairs. Ensure that they are armed,
Mm-hmm.
and let's head to the temple.
Sounds like a crime.
All right. Nereus, if you don't mind, we will let you have that.
No, I figured that was a good place to go. And I think you get my my
Yes,
plan.
I do.
I think I have as much right to approve that expenditure as anyone else. But if the Archbishop disagrees, we'll deal with it.
We
Call,
will.
call your friend in HR.
Right. My friend in HR is called Psychic Stab, and I cast
I mean,
it
back
at
in high
7th
school,
level.
it's been a minute since anybody called me that.
Right, yeah.
Alrighty then. Excellent. All right, Nereus.
I have
we
to
are
grab
gonna
my quesadilla, so I'm gonna go off screen
Yeah,
for 2 seconds.
you are good. Whoever would like to go next. I just Nereus, I just kind of wanted to start with that, but anyone who wants
Yeah.
to go next is perfectly fine. Bueller?
All right, I'll go.
Okay. All right, Severa, you. Let's see if I can actually do the music right. Yeah. Okay. You teleport into Terre Lycilia. Looks just like the place you left it. It's calm, beachy. People are relaxing. People are acting like they don't have a care in the world, or that the world is about to be overtaken by a dread demon's egotistical little Edie monsters.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, it doesn't quite feel like home the way it used to.
No. Ignorance is bliss, as they say.
Yeah.
And you're starting to realize that you think Terra Lycilia really relies on the ignorance part.
Yeah, probably.
And but you are in the teleportation circle. No one has come to bother you yet. Where will you go?
She's gonna go look for Lysander.
Okay. So, as you exit, there are some I think, like, given your last conversation with Lycilia, you would think that, you know, people might look at you funny, or maybe, like, your position's going to be taken away. But in a way, people, they kind of ignore you. And at first that seems weird, until you realize that the only true time that the people around here ever really noticed you is when you were on your apostle duties, when you were doing things like putting on a show
Mhm.
or a performance. But when you're walking around, everyone else just seems kind of focused on their life. But Lysander's not too hard to find. He is going through some duties, and when he sees you, his eyes kind of widen. Severa, and he kind of pulls you quietly into one of the private rooms that are usually used for other matters where there's a bed, but private enough around here. You're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Are you okay?
I'm fine, but the rumors here, the rumors are flying. They're saying you and Lysilia had an argument?
Yeah. And they're probably going to be calling me a heretic before too much longer.
Is that a sword?
Yes.
What are you doing? Girl, what is going on?
All right, look, listen to me.
Okay.
I don't know how else to say it. The world is ending.
Okay. I mean, you can't just start a conversation like that and not give a little detail.
Yeah.
Ending how exactly?
The withers. You know, the things that we've been assigned to deal with.
Yeah, I've heard some rumors.
Yeah. Well, it's going to get worse. A lot worse. And it's the gods' fault.
Okay, that's a lot to take in.
Yeah. Like I say, they're going to be calling me a heretic before too much longer here.
All right. Well, what are we supposed to do? I mean, nothing, right? We just let the world end.
Maybe. Maybe it doesn't have to be the whole world.
What do you mean?
Lysander, find anyone you care about and leave.
Leave? Where am I gonna go?
Sunlock, Mother's Jail, I don't care. Anywhere but here.
I don't know anything but here, Saphir. I'm just like you. Ow.
Yeah. And I'm telling you that here's not going to exist for very much longer.
Yeah, but I mean, you've heard the stories. It's rough out there.
Yes, it is. Believe me, I've seen it. I put sunglasses on a snake the other day.
Girl, you did what?
But you can do it.
He just kind of pales as he shakes his head. Saphira, I don't know if I can. I mean, I have no skills. That's the thing about Terra Lysilia. You can just be good at having fun. I don't have muscles. You see this lovely physique? I can't. It hasn't had scars on it. It's just part of the reason I became a priest is because I could live an easy life. I'm not cut out for the roughing it. You're way stronger than me in that.
Lysander, we've been living in a dream world.
Yeah.
Well, it's not real anymore.
Maybe I don't care. Maybe it's not much different dying because I had a heart attack while fucking versus dying from the withers.
She frowns, but she nods because she understands.
Listen, okay. You're right that if I start speaking that we gotta leave here, the heresy branding is gonna be the least of our problems. But there are maybe some people out here that have more strength than I do. And can see if they're willing to jump ship.
Spread the word to whoever will listen. We're not going to be able to save everybody. But maybe some of us.
What are you gonna do?
I'm going to talk to Lysilia. Then I'm going to go to Nacre Rosalinde and try and help the other apostles, and then we're going to see this through.
So you're fighting, huh?
Yeah.
You know, can I confess something to you?
Might as well. The world's ending.
I wanted to hate you.
I was pretty hateable.
I just mean, like, I never really was trying to be an apostle, you know, when you're like, you know, when you have a dream of that at like 15, it's kind of too late. You had to start before that.
Who you telling?
But no, it wasn't that. You made things so, you made it seem like it was so easy. And I think I hated you for that at first. But I think also, you know, I could tell that you were, I think the real reason you were picked as an apostle, I think you're stronger than the rest of us. I think that's why I was so angry. I think somewhere I knew that when the chips were down, you'd win the moral victory. Maybe you didn't know that yourself, but I could tell.
Well, I suppose we'll see what a moral victory counts for. And Lysander,
Yeah.
it was easy. As long as you didn't look at yourself in the mirror.
Well, why look at mirrors when you've got everyone else looking at you, right?
Yep.
Hey, if we next go around, next reincarnation, I hope we're friends again.
I do too.
And, you know, not in this fucked up thing.
Lysander.
Mm.
This won't exist again. Hubris is what we're going to be remembered for. When all of this is burned away, the statues torn down, and Alcana's a desert, hubris is what will mark our people.
That's too bad, because we have great fashion.
Yeah. And food.
And food. Oh, man. They don't know what they're missing.
I know. So many awesome culture things, and we're going to be remembered for this.
That sucks.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm getting ready to go tell my goddess to go fuck herself, so.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Which is funny, because in the olden times, I might have told her that in a very different context, and it would have been fine.
I mean, didn't you?
Yeah. A lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of hate you for that, too. Not gonna lie.
Yo.
Yeah?
She's really good in bed.
Yeah, I bet, right? I mean, she has to be. It's like her thing.
Yeah. No, she definitely is.
Oh! I fucking hate you, girl.
I mean, never mind that I was 18 and she was 1,000 years old. But
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you think a little too hard about it, it gets creepy, but I
it
mean,
was definitely creepy.
yeah, but like, would you do it one more time?
Yeah.
Duh! That's what I'm saying, man. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, just maybe she'd be down for hate fucking. I don't know.
She definitely is like,
Probably not. She seems to have a worship kink.
Yeah,
Yeah, I gotta.
they all do.
Yeah, that's fair. Man. Huh. You don't do.
Hey, you want to hear some other heresy?
Fuck yeah. What's up?
I think I'm kind of dating one of the other apostles.
What? All right, girl. Hold on. Hey, Lindsay, get the tea. Thank you. 2 sugars. Thanks, darling. Okay. All right. Who's this other apostle?
Rohirri.
Rohirri.
Catholic.
Remind me which one that is.
Catholic.
Catholic?
Yeah.
You're fucking dating Cathics apostle. Oh, no wonder Lysalia hates you. Holy shit. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, all right. How'd you meet? Well, you're apostles, I guess. You met through work.
Kinda
That's
like-
lame. All right. Okay. Well,
She's a friend from work.
all right. That's a little lame, but I get it. Okay. So, like, you went to like the walls or something, or the smashy smash.
Definitely the smashy smash.
Okay, smashy smash. I hear she likes to blow up the walls. That's new. That's a new one.
She can do anything she puts her mind to.
Oh, girl, you're
Yeah.
in love.
Shut up.
Yes,
Ew.
girl.
No.
Yes, look at you. Oh, you blushing. I see it. I see it on your face. You're blushing. You're blushing hard.
Lysander,
Mm-hmm.
I hope when we're all incinerated, you're first.
Thanks, darling. I know. You wish. I'm going to be looking at you going, bitches, as I go down, all right?
I'm gonna miss you.
I'm going to miss you too, girl.
She leans up and hugs him.
He hugs her back. And despite all of the outward brouhaha, however you want to say it, there's a tightness and vulnerability into his hug
Yeah.
before he lets go.
She puts a hand on the blade on her hip. All right.
I don't think you can kill a god, girly.
No.
Okay, just making sure.
It's more of a statement.
Yeah, sure, we'll make
We're gonna
s-
see what Lysilia's subside looks like. And she's gonna make her way over.
Ugh! I'm jealous again! He lets you go, though. As you head to, I'm assuming, to the...
Yep, Inner Sanctum.
All right. Find the right song. It does not take long. You're usually sitting on kind of like a plush couch, but I think for this moment you are standing.
Yeah.
As she swirls into existence and is laying on her own little couch bed thing. And she looks at you. You returned.
I said I would.
She looks down at the sword on your hip and scowls. I see having you spy on Kethix one was a waste.
You sent me into the wilds where I had to fight for my life.
You have other ways of dealing with nuisances.
Yeah.
But no matter. I assume you have a report for me.
She's an Onrado, but corrupted. And she told us about Alka. That you tried to make him again, or Helene did. You made a demon.
I did nothing of the sort. I will forever be wrapped up in the First Strings foibles, I know that. But I refused to participate in such a recreation of a wretched thing.
Yeah. Well, while you're looking away, he's back. And he's going to destroy the entirety of Serene if we don't stop him. The age of peace is over. War is upon us, whether we like it or not.
Her expression, you're used to it being, ranging from excited to apathetic. I think this is one of the few times you've seen her angry. It's a cold anger. It's more like icy rather than hot and full of action. It's almost got a tinge of resignation to it. Fight back. Is that what the other apostles are going to do? Fight back?
I don't think you can fight a manifestation of war and ego.
You can't. You can only delay it. But there's been enough delaying, as it seems. Stupid.
Nereus has witnessed a vision of the future. Destruction.
Well.
Leslie, you have to tell your followers to leave Alcana. They may listen to you.
And go where, child?
Anywhere but here.
She thinks for a long moment before sighing. Is that all you came to tell me?
The other apostles are in danger. Something in Anacre Rosalinde is what corrupted Deverine.
I can report it. You should do what you do best then.
I may not be a fighter, or I'm not really good at anything. But I will not sit here and wait for the end. You and yours have brought ruin.
When I was still mortal, there were old philosophies that... There's old, sorry, that's not what to say. When I was a mortal like you, there were people that believed that, we wouldn't be able to survive without another war. I hated that. Why can't we just live in a place without war? Why does everyone always turn towards it? It's disgusting.
Maybe it's in our nature. Maybe mortals can't help but destroy one another eventually. Maybe like a forest, it occasionally needs a fire to burn it down and make way for new life. That's what this is. This whole continent is one giant, overgrown forest choking the life out of anything new. For 1,000 years.
If that is the case, then, I suppose I'll have to watch it from my window. Saphira, I cannot have you act as my apostle any longer. No one will hurt you. But you do not have the right to act in my authority. Is that clear? Enjoy your freedom.
I would wish luck to your next puppet. But I don't think it'll be around long enough for that to happen.
Best of luck, Saphira. And unless there's anything else, she is going to disappear.
And as she goes to leave, she's going to try and tell whoever she can that she knew there what's coming and to leave and run. And then ultimately she's going to go to Ter Catholic.
Most people range from shushing you, ignoring you, and disbelieving. It doesn't seem like there is much you'll be able to do, but things are proceeding as you leave.
And that she'll go to Ter Catholic.
All right. Rohiri, did you want to go?
Sure.
All right.
This is gonna go fantastic.
Sorry. Yep, that's right. Okay. You swirl about in Ter Catholic. Pretty much looks just as you remember it. People are going about. There's certain parts of walls that have been more reinforced, it seems. Do you immediately go into the room to talk to Kethek, or do you go to anybody else?
I think she'd probably go straight to talk to Kethek.
I would say that the only difference you notice is no one stops you, but there is definitely a bit of an iciness with people. No one's really, I think due to probably your most recent actions with the Archbishop, there has been some more... People aren't going to talk to you unless you approach them first, kind of a thing. But you approach Kethek's altar, and he appears before you. Sorry, I have a song for each god, and then I have a different song for your tear, so I have to switch between them. Kethek swirls out as he looks at you. Rohiri! You have returned. What have you learned?
Learned what happened when Alka reincarnated. What he was, what he is.
All right, you learned of it, but what's it have to do with now?
He's the cause of the Withers.
He's the cause. But we destroyed him.
Whatever he became doesn't die. It comes back.
He sits back
And
for a
from
moment.
what we were told, our entire society is just feeding him.
Huh. He slams his hand down as he kind of stands, floats up. An undying enemy that wants to destroy us all. Is that what you're telling me?
It wants to destroy the world.
But it's going to be here first. Don't you see? This is what you were meant to do. Finally, I knew if I waited patiently, I would find exactly the right person to do this. An unending battle, unending war. I can finally work with this. How would you like to head an army?
think Rohirri just blinks.
We have a
This is
war
not where
to
she
fight.
expected. This is not where she expected the conversation to go.
That's funny. We've got a war to fight. And you gonna be my general. Or that's higher than general. I used to know this shit. Is it commander? Is it ultra commander? Yeah. Ultra commander Apostle Rohirri.
I
I'm
hate
not
it when your
going
god
to
just
say
gets
I
you.
won't fight him, but we need to protect as many people as we can.
Yeah. We're gonna have the walls. But
Miro, not Miro,
Nereus.
Nereus. Fuck. I don't know why I always flip those names.
I do too. it's okay.
Nereus had a vision of how would she describe it? A star falling to Alcana, and it would wipe out everything.
So we gotta fight this star then? Okay. Alright. I'll have to I think I can probably get fuck, I forgot my own god's names. I'm so sorry. This is embarrassing. Baratos. We can probably
Esterin?
No, Baratos, that's who I meant.
Oh,
I'll get Baratos on it. We'll find some way to kind of shoot the star out of the sky.
Oh my god. Dibs on DMing a one-shot in Serene that's Armageddon.
This is great. So, a two-front war. Okay. Yeah.
with contingency plans, right?
Well, we got the walls. I mean, that's what you've been here for. Making sure the walls are strong enough.
I don't know if a regular wall is going to do anything to that.
All right. Well, we've got some other things we can figure out too. I mean, it's not just walls. Oh, you probably have no idea what they've been building down there, huh? Well, you know, sometimes a wall is good for a front-facing attack, but not always good from a sky-facing attack. So,
Almost never good for a sky-facing attack, in fact.
so what can protect from sky-facing? You
The
wouldn't
roof?
know. The ground.
That might do it, actually.
Catholic God of
Good to
Walls.
know.
The Bastions are right.
It's good to know he operates on Pokemon logic.
Ground beats flying.
It's a ground type, you see.
Real good against electric.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, listen. Either way, this is exactly what you're here for. You really want to smash some shit up? Get to finally smash some shit.
I will buy as much time as I can.
Excellent. All right. Well, I'm unfortunately... Sorry, I just got a warning that I thought meant something broke, but we're okay. Logitech, what? Let me do my thing. Sorry. It's not, I guess it's not happy with my headphones. All right, listen, I gotta talk with all the others and stuff, figure this out with with Baratos. I suppose Devra's gonna need to get involved too, but we're gonna figure this out. Oh, we're back, baby! And then he disappears.
If we ever
Think
reinvent
Rohirri-
this society,
Just stands there for a hot minute going, what
There
the
should've
fuck
been-
just happened?
There should have been a much better like sort of background and processing thing for like who exactly gets to be. Did they not
Yeah,
look at
there
like,
needs to-
personality types at
there
all?
needs to be like a whole committee that reviews these applications for godhood. And
Well, too
really,
bad. They are the committee.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
There is
Yeah.
a committee, actually. It's them.
yeah,
is fucking
This is-
insane.
we very much need to have a who's watching the Watchmen sort of.
Look,
Yeah.
Sarah told me she wanted to do a story about ancient Alcana and have it be very Grecian inspired. and I would say she has delivered on that.
I agree with that.
I feel like of
agree
all,
with that.
all of the gods that we've met, there's like one, maybe two that kind of seem like what you would expect, and the rest are like, who are these clowns?
Who are these motherfuckers?
Who are these
This is why no
insane
one's
people?
supposed. This is why no one's supposed to meet them.
Yeah, this is why one person gets to talk to them, and the one person is basically their head cultist.
Yeah. pretty
Yeah.
much.
It's like I'm not gonna share that.
This
weird
is
stuff
the
they
equivalent
said.
of like looking in the hat at the plates to figure out what God
yes,
said.
Yes, and you're right now. We're the people outside the hat going, really?
Yeah, I can read from the plates of Mihai now, so it'll be the same
Really? It's-
story but a little different.
It says that the Native Americans are magical Jewish people. That's what it says.
Pretty
That's
sure.
what it says.
Yeah.
Are we, is,
Okay.
is that Mormonism? What
Yes.
are we doing here?
Yeah, yeah.
You're like, can I see that? Can I look into the hat? No, you can't.
No,
No, you can't actually.
That's mine.
God said if I
You're-
let anyone look in here, he'll smite us all.
He'll smite us
and
all.
then it all becomes wrong, and he'll have to redo it. Well, maybe
Yeah.
he should.
Also,
Wait,
wear this
Maybe-
underwear for the rest of your life.
Also,
Yeah,
Jesus
maybe
is
a
from
third
North
draft.
Carolina.
That makes sense to me, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That's the part I believe.
Sorry, Rohiri. I'm not sure what you were expecting, but this had been the plan since the beginning. For Cat.
I love
I
the
think it-
Catholics just like, oh my God, finally we get to do something.
Yes.
Yeah,
Also-
let's fight it. I feel like
He
we're-
apparently has an underground bunker.
yeah,
I guess.
let's.
I may have added that. Anyway.
I,
For a reason.
I
Did
think
you maybe
Rohirri
add
just
that
kind of
because of
wanders
Mother's
out shell shocked.
Yes,
Well, no one comes to get you, so you are
Yeah.
shell-shocked by yourself.
Rohiri, did you tell your guy to go fuck himself too? Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the plan. That was the plan, right?
Well,
no, I
ac-
told him.
I feel like eventually she'll end up stumbling into Saphira since she just bounced over here.
Yep, so Rohiri, when you start stumbling out, you hear a little bit of a commotion as Saphira exits from the guest teleportation room. You see there is the personal use teleport. There's like the Kethic only teleportation room and then the guest teleportation room.
Yeah, the guest one's not
Nice.
nearly as nice.
It's not nearly as nice. It's kind of
They
just
don't, they don't
gray.
have
It's very
refreshments
small.
or
Got
anything like that.
Yeah,
Thinner
it's not-
walls.
Yeah. So
When you see Saphira, she is no longer wearing her wraps that she's been wearing since you've known her.
she wearing nothing?
No, she's wearing just regular clothes now.
I'm just teasing you.
Yeah.
Should have just like painted over the symbol. Those have good magic stats on them.
They do,
Yeah,
but I don't think they let her keep them.
Just keep him for now.
Who was gonna stop you?
Yeah.
Fair. It's true. She's got a sword and no one else does because the society doesn't allow weapons.
So are you in regular clothes or those?
I think she would be in regular clothes though. I don't think she particularly wants to wear them right now.
Yeah. Just keep them is more
Yeah.
what I meant. You don't have to wear them.
All right.
Just keep them.
Okay. I think Rohiri kind of double takes. Well, I was going to ask if you wanted to come over here, but
Yeah, I got fired, so
I think I know what it looks like when the god orgasms now.
I definitely do. I could have told you that.
Yeah, but you didn't grow up calling him grandfather.
No, she was kinky, but not like that.
Probably called her mommy, right?
Definitely mommy.
Yeah.
What are the other apostles doing? Maybe I could loop some of them in to this.
They're all currently being corrupted, probably.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, you go to war with the army you got, I guess.
We could join the other side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
it's
could
not too
just
late.
decide they're right.
It's not too late.
That's what Everine did.
And she looks at you. So, was Kethic on board with this all needs to burn down, I take it? Probably not.
I don't think Kethic heard a word past immortal returning enemy.
That's a good thing for him.
Well, he's apparently wanted the war for a real long time. So that kind
Oh.
of handed him a permanent war on the silver platter.
Oh. Well, that's not good. Permanent war means permanent suffering.
Yeah.
I try
Very
to
least.
tell people to leave to flee Alcana, but they won't listen. Even
He-
those who might believe me don't think they could survive anywhere but Lycilia.
It's gonna sound really weird, but do you think you could get them to come here?
No.
Because apparently they've been building some kind of doomsday bunker under the city.
Oh,
Yeah, I had no idea.
fair. Well, that's good. It's really
Some-
weird not being Saphira of Lycilia anymore. It's just Saphira now.
Well, I happen to be a pretty big fan of just Saphira.
She smiles. Thanks. I think I am too, actually.
I was going to take some time to like set something up, but you just want to come with. There's somewhere
Yeah,
else
I
to
don't-
go you.
Have a job, so I might as well just do what you're doing.
Catholic, God,
Hey, you think, hey, they make good armor here, right?
yeah.
Well, I am
armor.
allowed to wield weapons and armor now. Maybe I could get something that like actually covers my navel. Because I gotta tell
Solid
you,
idea.
I don't really want to get stabbed there, and she didn't seem to think it was a problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with her on that one. That would be a real big problem if you got stabbed there.
Yeah, that was my thinking. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe we could get me fitted with something that would deflect anything larger than a bee.
Unfortunately for
Chain.
you,
Mithril chain.
bees are our enemies.
Yeah, I guess Rohirri will take her to get fitted for armor or fit her for armor, because I guess Rohirri also could just do that.
Yep. It'll have to be light armor. She can't wear anything else.
Mithril.
Little do you, what are you gonna do when the withers show up and they go, "It is I, Waspinator."
Oh my god, from Beast
Or-
Wars.
Yeah.
First person who casts heat metal on on her, she's gonna be like, "Oh, this is a terrible idea. I don't want armor anymore."
Exactly.
All right.
I guess after we find you armor, Rohirri would basically grab stuff to like make a dinner like somewhere not in the city. So probably
Yeah. So let's see, where is? There's Kevin. Yeah, you probably could go northern area, so like just kind of a little outside the city. Or actually, no, you know what? You could probably just go east and find kind of a nice little beach coast area to set up.
yeah.
Camp.
I was gonna have Rohirri take her like just out of the city, just kind of like a secluded cove.
That's easy enough to find. No one's really gonna stop you, so. I will say that the minute you leave town, you kind of do notice that while it's always kind of bustling and building, there's a different air to the building. It's preparing for something. But you leave the outside of Ter Kethik and travel down east towards the coast and find a little cavern area that surrounds the sand and leads out just towards the water.
I think she'll like basically lay out like effectively a picnic with some of Saphira's favorite foods like lamb, croissants, hummus, I think you said at one point.
Get her a jelly donut too.
Oh, I want lamb and hummus now. But, she smiles. Well, you know, it's kind of nice having this happen without the expectation of, well, you know.
Yeah. I know
This
we
is
don't
really
have a
all
ton of
gonna be gone.
Yeah, it's crazy to think. I mean, the ocean probably won't be, but everything behind us.
Maybe Nereus is wrong. Maybe everyone's gonna be calling us a bunch of false seers. Is it bad that I hope he's wrong?
I don't think it's bad to hope that everything you've ever known doesn't get destroyed.
Yeah, it's complicated. This whole thing is just it's not real.
Yeah, it needs to be torn down or fucked, frankly. But no one would ever listen to us. I got 2 words in before Catholic. Well, yeah.
But if he's designed some sort of shelter, you have to get as many of your people down there as you can.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that, but it's more that he just sees it as an opportunity and not a reflection of our failings.
Yeah.
And I think he at one point put me in charge of an army, which I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but
Ultra Commander Apostle, man. It's a great title.
He named you Ultra Commander Apostle? So I got
Look,
fired and you got a promotion? Nepotism at its finest, huh?
Want to be a follower of Catholic?
No.
I fucking look. The conversation was too far gone at that point. I didn't know what was happening anymore.
Yeah. Well, look, if you're in charge of an army, maybe you can lead that army down there and they'll live.
Or I can buy as many people from the other Terra's time to get down there as possible.
We'll have to meet up with the other apostles and see what they're gonna do. If we can coordinate some sort of effort, maybe we can help someone.
Buy as much time as we can.
Yeah. She just leans her head against you.
I think Rohirri leans back, probably wraps her tail around Saphira. Actually wanted to show you this place because this is when I was younger where I'd always come out just to think.
It's a good place for that.
Whenever before I was chosen, being the weird one got be too much, or
As far as I'm concerned, you're the only one who turned out normal in your family.
not sure I'd go that far. I'm not sure I'm particularly normal, but
Well, allow me to rephrase. I don't like the normal of your family.
fair enough.
Don't worry, mine's not any better. Oh my god. You know what? My mom might not die in the apocalypse. She's probably going to have a heart attack when she finds out I got fired.
I genuinely can't tell if you're saying that like it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Me neither. Like, I know it's a bad thing, but I can't stop smiling at the thought of it.
Hey, you know how you wanted to be I think the word I'm looking for isn't quite vet, but like
An animal handler, a keeper.
animal handler.
I love it, an animal candler, dude.
Handler, yeah.
I candle the hell out of some
Very
alligator.
different, very different job.
People bring me their pets, turn them into candles.
Yeah.
Much better than just ashes.
Yeah.
She nods. Yeah.
Before I knew I liked forging, building, breaking things, I wanted to learn about the reefs out here.
She smiles. That seems about right. Oh, now I am sad that Terra Lycilia is going to be gone. If there's anything we do have, it is beautiful beaches and reefs.
I mean, they are underwater. If you're lucky, well,
Maybe they'll
not that
survive.
either of us will probably be around for it, but
No, probably not. Does that mean you're not planning on going underground with your people?
I suppose I could talk you into going underground.
I like to think that there's a world out there where I'm more than what I am. But it's not this one.
You know, as much as you try to hide it, there is plenty to you.
Yeah. Maybe. There was. There's
Feel
some
like it's
remnants of
probably
it left.
I feel like it's probably there, just buried.
Yeah. Yeah. I suppose then I'll fit in with the rest of this continent when it's over.
I mean, if by some miracle we both don't bite it, wouldn't mind finding out how much of you's still there. Just buried.
She nods. All right. If we make it, we'll go somewhere. For Terrason's beautiful. I'd love to see it someday.
All I've heard of it is Nereus's stories.
We get people every now and then in Terra Lycilia who come from other continents to see the paradise that is supposed to be the city. They bring their stories. Most of them are pleasant. I would say the ones from Mother's Jail, not so much. Anson Lock, those ones are pretty brutal. But the ones from Restarth, and Terrason, and Unduar, Mitra Glorianda.
Hey,
supposed to
isn't
be amazing.
Restarth just like grass as far as you can see?
So they say. Great rolling plains and hills.
God, springtime must be a nightmare.
Yeah, probably. I don't know how allergies work there, but it's got to be rough. I think Restarth is actually kind of like Australia coded.
Oh no!
Wait,
We
so
were
the halflings
lied
ride
to.
spiders then? Because
I
Same
mean, I like to
size.
think that it's like the halflings and they're super chill and like just happy to be here all the time, but their home is definitely trying to kill them all the time.
So
it's
that's
also-
why, shit, I forgot the name of Kiona's Mother's Jail character.
Oh, Layla.
Maybe they just
Yeah, that's why
evolved to not
Layla is
have
just
an
so
adrenal
chill all
response.
the time.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be. When you grow up with spiders as big as you are, like, yeah, as Neria said, you've evolved to not have an adrenal response anymore. Everything's just like,
Otherwise, your species would constantly be going. You never get anything done.
no, they are the most
It's
chill
like-
people.
It's like Australians.
Yeah, literally.
If your whole continent is just surrounded by things trying to kill you, you seem to end up very nice.
Yeah, then that's basically what Rest Hearth is. Yeah.
It's Australia.
All right.
So they're gonna do butt stuff, I
Yep.
guess, right? All right,
Yep.
cool.
We can move on.
Butt stuff.
They're definitely gonna fuck for sure.
So
Ew.
as you
No, I
all-
meant like butt stuff, like where you touch butts. Don't be weird.
So as butts and hands and other things touch along the cove,
Not hands. Jesus.
on DM I get to decide.
Yeah, they definitely hold hands.
My bad.
It's very lewd.
Ew. Not in my Christian game.
We're moving forward to Ter Helene, where Lithian, a little bit after all of you, appears. And things are as they always are. There's people milling about, always something to do. Kind of like busy bees, but the hive itself is quiet.
He would proceed to go talk with his goddess.
All right, so you head into Helene's altar. And the minute you step inside and close the door, she is there.
I think there is a difference to the way he carries himself, to not in any sort of disrespectful way necessarily, but I think that given the state of where things are going to go, there's just a dismissal of procedure maybe, or just a lack of keeping up that facade, even though it is just the two of them. But he goes and probably just stands where he normally would be seated or, presenting himself.
Lithian, I am glad to see you are unharmed.
It wasn't as challenging of a task as I had anticipated.
The prophet is gone then.
He nods.
Is she the reason for these withers?
He shakes his head in the negative. When we first encountered them, and I brought one of them back, you weren't able to discover anything of it?
Her eyes kind of flicker as one of the, flowers blooms open with the vial, and you can see that it's starting to kind of start cracking through the vial a bit as she then quickly closes it up again.
Can't sense him?
Her eyes kind of narrow. What do you speak of, Lithian?
Your brother. Like the others, rightfully so or not, definitely going to harbor some sort of grudge or blame. But I think I understand. Even as gods, once mortals, you can't help but miss something when you lose it.
She spoke of Hybris then.
He nods.
I
He's-
see.
Become something else. Prophet called it a dread demon.
That's the word we started using, but it's not a word we are going to spread. Inciting panic will only make it worse.
I think it's going to matter.
Why do you say that? What's going on?
Even if he could be stopped, even if he could be defeated, he doesn't go back anymore. So whatever he has planned is an inevitability. Nereus has received a vision. Something terrible crashing into the world. But I don't think that its intention is to devour Cyrene. I think that its intention is consequence, a comeuppance of some kind, revenge, justice. It wants, maybe in a way, what you had originally wanted, but
Let me
twisted
assure-
now.
Sorry. Lithian, let me assure you that Nereus's vision of a great comet is going to be nothing to worry about. The comet is going to pass us by. Now, these withers, Hybris, well, I will say that when you first gave me a bit of the withers, I didn't want to believe that there was a connection, but there was certainly a familiar scent. All encompassing. Perhaps it is what he wishes for all things to be consumed. I will have to, first ring, I will have to lead them into a meeting about what we must do about this.
I have a question that might seem odd or dumb.
Speak your mind, Lithian.
What do you envision your responsibility is, your role? What do you believe it is?
I don't think that has changed from your lessons. I am the goddess of seasons, of cycles. As things grow and as they die and as they come back again. As much as everything changes, much stays the same. I am there for its balance.
It's what we teach. But what do you believe at the end of... If there was an end, what is it that you would have hoped to have done, to have achieved?
Achieved. I suppose the question might not make much sense. I have achieved what I think any mortal has. I've already achieved what I think any mortal would wish to achieve. I sparked. I have been goddess longer than I have been mortal at this point, and, well, Quite frankly, I am not sure I could become anything else. But it is my duty to keep the land Elkana going. And thus we shall have to find a way to destroy this iteration of Hybris until the next time.
So it's the land that we value.
I certainly have been here for as long as the land has been. But
Because of the land? Or was it because of the people?
of course I care for the people. I care for the continued survival of the people. But people do die, as I've had to learn. What are you really trying to ask me, Lithian?
I've always saw what we as apostles do as extensions to a life that day by day you forget doesn't feel like the right word, but as a god you're obviously much different. The way that you see things, the decisions that you have to make. And I've always seen apostles as your way to stay connected, to be reminded that some decisions, while on paper or in theory feel like the right one in practice, may not be.
Are you trying to say that you have concerns about how I am making these decisions, my apostle?
I think that we've wound up where we are because of decisions that you in the first ring have made.
I
And I
see.
don't know that I would have made them any differently. But whatever this is that's coming wants Okana gone. And you also chose me as your apostle to do the things that other people wouldn't do, to make hard choices. So as your apostle, I think that there's a way to protect Cyrene and perhaps save some of Alcana as well.
Mm. I see. You sound like you've given up on Elkana mostly.
We can save some of it, then there is no giving up.
Mm.
But if Alcana is, if it withers away, if we leave the people here and let the withers devour, well, then there wouldn't be any Alcana left, and Serene would likely be next.
Well, I will tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to be calling a meeting with the first ring. And, well, perhaps there we have defeated this Hybris before. I think that they shall make some quick work of it again. Lithium, what you're basically just getting the notice of is that it's not so much that she doesn't believe you.
Mm-hmm.
She just really believes that it's not gonna be as bad as you think.
Do you remember what the last thing was that you said to Ulka?
I'm trying to think. I don't believe I knew when I last talked to him that he would be disappearing. I'm afraid that what I said is probably benign.
When you found him on the other side of the wheel when you wanted to bring him back, what about that version?
I suppose when he was gone, I had spoken to Salem Boss about where he went. We had never seen a deity disappear before. And so I waited. And once I found his reincarnation again, I said, there you are. I was going to help him remember. Take his rightful place again. And I know what I know now.
What would you say to him now?
Hmm.
Knowing that the path that he's been put on is that if things continue, you just spend eternity killing him over and over again?
I suppose I would say I'm sorry for missing you. But
Well, hopefully it isn't the fire and brimstone that Nereus has foretold, and maybe you can do that instead of raising a sword.
I am going to have a meeting called. So stay close to Ter Helene. I expect that I will have more to ask of you then.
He nods.
I think you get the sense that normally she would take more time to talk to you more at length of your concerns, but she seems almost in a kind of a mood of like, oh, you sweet summer child. Go do your thing. I'll call you when I'm ready. Not
Mommy
like
will call when she's ready for you.
Yeah, not like in a super, like, I'm not talking about this like in the most condescending way, but just more kind of dismissive than you're used to.
Right. Well, and also not all the other, but at least 3 other apostles are reporting the same thing. And if all the other gods are like, hey, we need a meeting, she's not going to be like, hush, I'm talking to my apostle.
Exactly. She kind of has to call it, so. We shall speak again soon, Lithian.
Once he leaves, he would use the telepathic connection to see if Nereus would be able to meet with him, if at least briefly or for a moment.
Oh, yes, I suppose. 1 second. Yes, we'll just have to knock the gates to the temple down, I suppose. Sorry, yes, you could meet me, I suppose, in the Temple of Miro. I'll be there shortly once we break it open.
You don't have keys?
Oh, I don't think they want me to come in right now. I brought a small army.
Where'd you get an army from?
A friend.
All right.
They're
I was
Corsairs,
wondering.
technically.
Oh, they have boats.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring someone to put on one of those boats if that's agreeable with you.
Absolutely. I want to get as many people on these boats as we can get, as fast as we can get them.
How many boats do you have?
Oh, a single orcish fleet's worth.
Never seen an orcish fleet. Can you give me a roundabout?
Oh, Sarah, how big is an Uruk fleet? A merchant
you have any
fleet.
ideas? I'm not really sure.
Hey, Kelly, how big's an Uruk fleet?
As many as the plot demands.
I'll say this. The Uruk are the ancient enemies of the Dragonborn, and that often requires sailing from one continent to the other side of the planet. So I think they have to be pretty good sailors.
Yeah,
so I'm going to imagine they have a decent-sized fleet.
As many as the plot demands right now.
It's sizable.
It's
We'll put it that way.
And that's before I commandeer the merchant fleet of Miro.
Yeah.
in the harbor as well. So I'm sure we'll have enough boats.
Um, Lithian would first send for the Unrado
Lock.
girl and her family. Make sure
Um,
that they get there.
So basically, what you do, because she's originally supposed to be staying at Ter Helene, so no one's really gonna, no one really questions your orders to bring her and her family out. They assume
Mhm.
that you are doing this on behest of Helene, and Helene's kind of busy right now. So you do see Locke with her parents. When you see her, she looks like she's aged a few years, which she was about 6 years old, so she's looking more like a 9 to 10-year-old right now, even though it's been a couple of days. Callie's just like, oh god. That's horrifying, but yeah.
I mean, I wrote it.
So she looks at you, Lithian, and smiles. It's you.
It is me.
Your pot's getting a little heavy.
Doesn't feel like it.
Oh, you carry it well. That's pretty cool.
Have you and your parents ever been on vacation before?
No! She looks excitedly at them, and they kind of smile towards her and look at you questioningly. Vacation? Is that normal for an Onrado?
Given that they have unique lives to live, it's best to try and fit as many experiences in as you can.
Can we go? I want to go! And
There is a couple boats waiting down near the docks. One of them is yours.
Where are we going? Do we need to pack?
I think he would give him sort of whatever details he think is necessary without concerning them too much about it.
So here's what's gonna happen is, as you kind of realize the parents are asking a few too many questions, Locke speaks up.
I just kill the parents and send. Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, no. Go ahead.
Locke she actually speaks up. Mom, Dad, they're gonna send us on a boat with some other people, and we're gonna go and have big adventures. They need my help, and then we can go on vacation. And they just kind of go, okay, sweetie. And as they go to sort of pack, Locke gives you a really big wink. You're really nice, mister. I'm sorry you have to lie.
He just gives a nod to her.
Are you gonna come with us?
I think that there's probably a good chance we'll see each other again.
Ever since I became this, I've been feeling like a lot of people are crying out. They're really scared. But I think whatever's gonna happen, it's gonna be okay.
I think so too.
Can you tell the others I said hi? And that they can carry their pots too?
I will.
Okay. And then as you two finish, her parents come back out with lots of bags of things, and you lead them to the teleporter for Ter Miro.
And then the second thing I would like to do after I know that they're kind of gone and off, is who was the guy that I kind of got a little under my thumb from is it the Baratos?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
currently having some fun in Anacori Rosalinde right now.
Oh, right. All right,
Yeah.
fair enough. So what I would then do is try to find a few people that I know would listen to me more or less kind of without question, and let them know that there is a bit of a last minute kind of I don't think celebration is necessarily the right word, but essentially, as the apostle, as much as I can, start to put out the call and put out the word that there is going to be a gathering near the docks and a show of some kind. Basically, a way to get people there, not in a panicked fashion. So when it's time to start loading up on the boats, oh, we're already here.
Can you make a persuasion check for me?
Yeah. Where is it? Okay. I'll use an inspo.
Basically, higher you go, the more successfully you can get more people there. Is kind of how
Yep.
I'm gonna.
So I'm gonna go ahead and use an inspo, and then I'm also, even though this isn't like a pass or fail,
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw
please.
my side die on it as
Yeah,
well.
for sure. You want to get as many people there as you can.
19 plus 5 is 24, plus 9 is 33.
Very nice. All right. You do get a pretty sizable. You start with some of the followers and priests that would for sure follow you, but you do have a couple bishops that they trust you, and actually, in fact, your old mentor, this sort of ex-apostle, Viserys, I think I named him. He actually, with your high persuasion roll, is willing to follow and also help you get maybe access to people you normally wouldn't get access to. And so, you are having some people that are going to be heading to the docks in the next couple of hours.
All right. Otherwise, he will do as he was asked and not go too far and wait for whatever is next of him and hope that for once in his life that Nereus is wrong.
We're all hoping that.
You are heading to Ter Miro, and as you do so, it sounds like there's some banging on some walls. Doesn't sound great, but
I'd open up. There's a lot of pirates. Sorry, corsairs.
They're privateers. Let's be clear.
Yep.
There's some chaos and confusion as you step out, Lithian. And eventually you see Nereus kind of trying to shout some orders around before the two of you approach each other.
Oh, Lithian. Good to see you.
Do you need help getting inside?
Well, I'm hoping that the Archbishop will listen to reason. But I simply want to call a meeting of all of the merchant captains under Miro, as well as of the entire bishopric, to, open the coffers and have them command the people of the city to disembark. Because we have to leave. So, he's being a touch less reasonable than I hoped,
Right.
he or she.
You've told your Corsair friends about what's coming?
Yes. Well, mostly. Right, Captain Ambrose? You're in for it. As long as there's a good check.
Yeah! I mean, listen, I'm hearing there's something kind of explodey happening, and I won't be able to trade much longer here, and so I want all the gold I can get. You guys have a lot of gold.
Exactly. Yes. We get as many people on these boats as possible. We'll have even more once the merchant fleet. And,
Nereus, you trust me, don't you?
Of course.
Captain, is that enough for you to trust me as well?
He looks at Nereus. I suppose. It depends on what you're asking of me.
So what I'd like to do isn't strictly like raw, but what I would like to try to attempt is to touch Nereus's head and then the captain's head, and then use like detect thoughts with some psychic-y stuff that I do to try and show him what's coming, and then tell him for all the gold that you are putting on your ships, those could be more people.
Ah, okay. You want to basically show him the vision that Nereus saw. Yeah, you can expend either a side die or a detect magic spell slot, and I will let you do that.
All right.
Look, I promise if you wait a week to come get this gold, no one will fight you for it.
I mean, it doesn't just turn into a glass desert. There's probably not going to be any.
That's what I said, no one will fight you for it.
I don't know if
I mean, the
will.
gold will still be there. Usable is questionable.
Technically, well, I mean, it'll be usable. It'll just probably be a big melty chunk.
Yeah, it'll be melted and
That's gonna be a
infused
lot
with
of work.
sand.
Yeah, it's gonna be heavy.
All right, dig it
Uh,
out.
But yeah, so I do that in hopes that like we can just be like, fuck the gold, let's go get people on the ships. But if
Oh,
if
I see.
need-
I see.
Yes,
He kind of
but-
blinks
Yeah.
and then looks at Nereus and looks at you. The fuck was that?
That's what's coming.
Oh shit. I mean, listen, we can still work on this gold, but people can just get on the ships now. I mean, it's fine. We unloaded everything we wanted anyway.
Well, then, Captain, if you could prepare them for that, we still need to get the message to the people, and I think having the bishopric on our side would help.
So the
Lithian-
message
Yes.
is already going out. Just have your people begin to inform the public that we're having a bit of an impromptu gathering and celebration.
Oh. All right. Well, if you think that will get people moving, let's go, Captain.
All right.
If there's anything all Kanans love, it's a party.
It's true.
All right.
So he's gonna go take control of his men to just start getting some movement together.
As I take care of that. All right. Well, I've tried to be civil with this Archbishop for long enough, so I'm gonna cast Shatter on the door
Yeah.
and shatter the door internally.
Yeah, I mean, there's a what the fuck, but honestly, there's just so much chaos that they're just kind of like, all right, what are we doing?
Archbishop,
I was hoping he wouldn't have done that one.
What are you doing, Nereus?
by the orders of Lord Miro, we need to evacuate the tear, as well as encourage as many people to evacuate as possible. We also need to open all of our teleportation circles to any and other tears who would use them, who wish to get on the ships. You need to establish communication with the other bishoprics, and explain to them that it's the god's will.
She sighs. I can't remember her name, but I know she's a older. She's not as old as you, but she's like middle aged.
Right.
And she sighs, and she gets closer to you. I swear to Miro's asshole,
Mm.
if you are lying about this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to do the thing and show him, or
Yeah, she's good. She's good.
All right.
Listen. We need to get the merchant fleets on board with this leaving, and with taking as many people as possible, not wealth. And I'm going to rely on you to talk to them. You're better at that than me.
You better be right about this.
I hope I'm not.
She just kind of groans. If it weren't for the fact that we serve Miro, I wouldn't be trusting any of this, but...
It is convenient. Thank you so much. You're delightful.
also
I like
if
what you've
there
done with your
is-
hair.
if there is anyone who tries to convince you to put any sort of wealth over lives, then contact me and I will remove them.
She
I just nod
blinks.
at her.
Uh,
I mean,
sure. She just goes to...
Apostle of Helene. It's kind of a...
I will just keep your word at it. And she will go and start. She's barking at the bishops and delegating certain tasks and getting communications going.
We have to hope that the myriad of contacts we have throughout the tears are enough, but the first the first ring
Ring. Yeah.
is meeting. Lithian, I intend to try to convince them to act against their nature. To be humble and to encourage the people of this land to flee on the variety of efforts we have put forth to get them out of here. There is a chance I will be unsuccessful. So, I wanted to make sure that we were of the same mind. We have to be a unified front when we go before the gods. I think the time now is for decisions. They can either rise to the occasion, or they may do what we suspect and continue on the destructive path, in which case we will have to move forward without them. Are you with me?
I don't think that their brother is going to stop as long as any of them remain. So I would assume that all of you move on without them. I wouldn't waste precious time or efforts hoping that they see reason. If they do, it'll make things easier, but if they don't, it doesn't set back any of your efforts.
I agree it doesn't set it back. But I have to try. I have to hope. That's ironically what got us into this mess in the first place, but hope and hubris can go hand in hand, and I am what they made me. A bit of a poetic fool. Romantic to a fault. Good to have you on my side.
I probably wouldn't admit it under any other circumstances, but I'm jealous of you.
Oh?
I know that you think that, at least perhaps based on the vision in the Minotaur's maze, that you don't have a legacy that you've left behind, that there's guilt or regret about that. But I think that you, more than any of us, regardless of what happens here, in your travel, you've touched probably thousands of minds, of lives across all of Cyrene. When Alkan is gone, depending on how many of us go with it, maybe some of Rohirri's weapons here or there will make it out and about, but probably not. For Saphira, those who've seen her performances, some might survive, speak of it. But the people that you've touched, that you've inspired, they'll wake up tomorrow and next week and a year from now, still remembering all the lessons that you've passed on to them. And me, well, my legacy's more about endings than anything else.
It's a kind thing for you to say to me. I hope you're right. Though, I do have one disagreement. I think before the end, Lithian will have realized that we have only begun to see what you are capable of. Once you unburden yourself of the things that are holding you back, I hope I get to see it, and if I don't, I know I will feel the effects.
Stabs Nereus.
Rez.
Betrayal.
The fucking goo starts going over
Yeah, the
Luthiene's
withers.
eyes. You're right.
Top 10
I
anime betrayals.
Right.
have only begun to find greatness.
um, if you don't mind me having this quick wrap up today, Lithian, if you need to talk more with Nereus, that's fine. But I think as you go outside, you've had some people that are gathering in ports, and you see some familiar faces. There's some lively, hushed voices, some scared, but you do see a group of people whose faces you have seen a few times. There's your mother, more grays in her hair of amber and more weak wrinkles. And there's fear, but there's also smiling and joy and happiness. You see your father, was always a very grumpy man. But even he seems to be in a much more festive mood as people are gathering for whatever this performance thing that you have been discussing. Your little brother, he's all grown up, taller than you. His voice has become more boisterous over the years. He'd always been a crier and a screamer when you knew him as a little kid, but now he sounds confident, commanding, strong. Beside him is a woman leaning against him, his wife, you think. But what's new is the little bundle that she's holding. As this family is standing together and waiting, they gather around this bundle, their faces lit up like stars on a calm night. And that's when you hear the cooing. A small hand that reaches up and wraps its fingers around your brother's. Skin of dark eggplant, just like yours.
I think in this moment, what he thinks of, because especially recently, a lot of people seem to be speaking to him of burdens and responsibilities, and he never attempts to try and argue it or correct it because people see what they see. But he has never felt like there has been that much weight on his shoulders. In his eyes, when he was discovered and taken in by Helene, or by the priesthood isn't the right
The parish.
term, but the
basically.
parish, when he was taken in, his life should have ended in a different way that day, and so to him being given that second chance and given this life, he has been very eager to serve in a way that, in his eyes, helped the people around him. So it's always been an easy thing for him to do, to have that faith, since it was given to him without asking for it and without needing to believe in it in the first place. And his plan isn't obviously to stand in the way of any of the other apostles, to help them, because if things don't end the way we think they're going to, then a bunch of people got ushered onto some boats or into an underground bunker for no reason. And if it does happen, maybe some people have been saved. So I think he takes this moment to say a final silent goodbye to a family that he last knew as being in a very chaotic place because of the things that he had done, and is glad that they are getting a chance to continue that life. And we'll head back to Ter Helene.
And as everyone has their moments in all of the back of your brains, your minds, you hear your deities calling for you once more. And that is where we will wrap up for today.